There is a country where a mountainside is cracking above a postcard village, where a town bought its own sunlight with mirrors, where a road dives into the ocean and an island keeps roughly as many polar bears as people. One country. These are 10 places in Norway that do not look real, counted down to the one you have to see before you die. Number 10. Alesund. In January 1904, a fire tore through this fishing town in a single night and left 10,000 people homeless. Norway rebuilt it all at once, and in the style of the moment, Art Nouveau. The result is a town that looks designed rather than grown, turrets, spires and pastel facades spread across islands that reach into the sea, with fjords behind and the open Atlantic in front. Climb the 418 steps to the Axla viewpoint at sunset, and Ålesund looks less like a Norwegian port and more like an illustration from a storybook. Number 9. Bergen, Norway's second city and its most beautiful front door. Along the old wharf stands Bergen, a row of crooked, colourful wooden trading houses leaning on each other like old friends. This was once an outpost of the Hanseatic League, the medieval merchant empire that traded dried cod from these very docks, and the whole wharf is UNESCO World Heritage. Behind it, 7 mountains ring the city. A funicular hauls you up Fløyen in minutes. It rains here famously often. The locals will tell you that is exactly why everything is so green. Number 8. Tromso, the Arctic capital. 350 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle. This is one of the best places on the planet to stand under the northern lights. From late November to mid-January, the sun never rises at all, and the city simply carries on, lit like a snow globe, with the Arctic Cathedral glowing by the bridge. In summer, the trade reverses. The midnight sun circles the sky for weeks. Tromso is where Norway stops feeling like Europe and starts feeling like an expedition. Number 7 is a road. The Atlantic Ocean Road threads 8.3 kilometers of causeways and bridges across a chain of tiny islands, straight through the edge of the open sea. Its signature is the Storsøysundet Bridge, a curve of concrete that from the right angle appears to twist into the sky and end in mid-air. Opened in 1989, it has been called one of the world's most beautiful drives. In an Atlantic storm, waves break clean over the tarmac. Norwegians built a road where the sea clearly did not want one, and made it gorgeous. Number 6 is the strangest entry on this list. Rjukan, the town that bought the sun. Wedged in a valley so deep that from September to March, no direct sunlight reaches its streets, Rjukan solved the problem in 2013 by mounting giant computer-steered mirrors on the mountainside, folding a pool of real sunlight down onto the town square. People bring deck chairs. In January, we made a full documentary about this town, the mirrors, the cable car built in 1928 to lift workers into the light, and the World War II sabotage raid that made it famous. It is on this channel. Number 5. Trolltunga, the troll's tongue. A blade of rock jutting horizontally out of a mountainside, hanging roughly 700 meters above the blue ribbon of Lake Ringerdalsvatnet. Nothing below it, nothing beside it. Just a stone diving board over an abyss. And every year, thousands of hikers walk a round trip of more than 20 kilometers to stand on it for a single photograph. It looks like bad photo editing. It is real, it is free to visit, and it is the single most Norwegian object in existence. Geology showing off. Number 4. Flam and the Naeroyfjord. The Flam railway drops from a mountain plateau to a fjord-side village in under an hour. One of the steepest standard gauge lines in the world, curling through tunnels and past waterfalls that spray the windows. At the bottom waits the Naeroyfjord, the narrowest of Norway's great fjords, squeezing to about 250 meters wide between walls a kilometer high. UNESCO lists it alongside Geiranger as World Heritage. On a still morning, the water mirrors the cliff so perfectly that boats appear to fly. Number 3 leaves the mainland behind. Svalbard. Halfway between Norway and the North Pole, at 78 degrees north, sits Longyearbyen, one of the world's northernmost towns, home to a couple of thousand people and roughly as many polar bears in the archipelago around them. Locals carry rifles outside town. The sun disappears for months, and buried in a mountain above the airport lies the global seed vault, humanity's backup copy of its crops, locked in Arctic permafrost. Life here is so extraordinary, we gave it a full documentary, the very first episode on this channel. Number 2. The Lofoten Islands. Above the Arctic Circle, a wall of granite peaks rises straight out of the sea, with fishing villages tucked into every gap, red rawbur cabins on stilts, cod drying on wooden racks the way it has for 1,000 years, beaches with white sand and Arctic surf. The village of Rain, ringed by peaks and dark water, may be the most photographed view in Norway. In winter, the northern lights roll over the mountains. In summer, the midnight sun never lets the sky go dark. Nowhere packs more Norway into fewer kilometers. And number 1. It was always going to be number 1. The Geirangerfjord. A 15-kilometer corridor of blue between kilometer-high walls threaded with waterfalls. The Seven Sisters on one side, the Suta answering across the water, with farms stitched onto ledges no farmer should ever have chosen. UNESCO calls the West Norwegian fjords among the most scenically outstanding places on Earth. But Geiranger's real story is stranger than its postcard. Across the water, a mountainside is slowly cracking, and when it falls, models suggest a wave could reach the village in minutes. The most beautiful place in Norway lives with a countdown. We made a full documentary about it. It is on this channel right after this. Norway does not look real. It just is.